Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
You are listening to the Brilliance Business Show, conversations with leading experts in business. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. Today we have a wonderful guest, Regeline Sabbat. Regeline also goes by the name Gigi. Gigi is a motivational keynote speaker, and our topic today is achieve your goals in business and in life. Gigi, welcome to the Brilliance Business Show.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here today.
Gigi, I am really looking forward to a conversation with you. Before I get started, I just need to make a legal disclaimer that Gigi is not offering legal advice or legal assistance. So let's get started with the show. Gigi, can you share with our listeners a little bit about yourself and your business?
Yes, I'm a motivational keynote speaker, 2 times best-selling author, life and confidence coach, the host of Walk With Me podcast, and I'm also the CEO and founder of Life Service Center of America. And I love helping others experience massive life transformation and growth in all areas of their lives.
I love what you're about, Gigi. And tell us a little bit about your business and the customers and clients that you serve.
Great question. So yes, essentially Life Service Center of America is the name of my company, and it has 2 aspects. The first aspect are motivational programs and courses that are taught by me. And then the second aspect is our business service navigator that will be launching here on June 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're launching this new tool, which is again called the Business Service Navigator. And that's going to help people improve their lives and business. And how does it work? Well, we're going to go more in depth in that on Monday. But for now, what it is, it allows our members to locate the services that they need in a reasonable time via a drop-down menu feature. So I've partnered with expert leaders from all over the world to provide their services to our members.
I love that, Regeline, because we sometimes struggle, don't we, getting the work-life balance correct. So I like that you're helping people not only in business, but in life, because it's vital that we get the balance right and we're successful in our personal lives as well as our business lives as well. Do you agree with me there?
Yes, I do.
Now, do you recall a specific aha moment that led to the launch of your business, Gigi?
Yes. Well, almost 3 years ago now, I almost lost my life, death by strangulation in a domestic violence relationship. And so I'm just grateful to be here. After that happened, I work closely with the domestic violence advocates in my community, and I'm grateful for my family and my friends' support as well through the recovery process. And after everything that happened, I literally stepped into my purpose. I understood God's purpose for my life to the fullest extent, got baptized again as an adult. I then launched the now 2 best-selling books that are endorsed by Les Brown. That's the Walk With Me book and the Never Give Up book, and also the God First book. So Walk With Me is all about helping others understand the importance of never giving up and walking with purpose. And then God First is all about raising awareness about the importance of having God first place in our lives, because we would not have all the issues that we have in society if people were to keep God in his proper place, which is first. So it's a sequence. And again, you have to continue to move forward no matter what occurs in your life. And that's my entire point, is for folks to realize that there is hope on the other side, no matter what you go through. And God is with you wherever you go.
Regeline, thank you so much for sharing your story. And unfortunately, there is a lot of domestic violence in this world. I have been through it myself, so I totally relate. And it's great that you're sharing your story to inspire others that there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Now, I would like to ask you what really motivates you to jump out of bed every single day.
purpose, just understanding God's purpose for my life, which is to serve his people on the spiritual platform. And we're just God's catalyst as leaders in society and being on the front line. We're just his catalyst and we're his servants. And when you understand that, then you understand where he needs you to serve and what he needs you to do. And so I just stepped into God's purpose for my life to the fullest extent. And that's what led me to launch my company. And if you told me I would have hosted all of these events in 2020 and this year and moving forward, I would tell you, really, really. But you know what? We can make all the plans that we want, but God knows the plans that he has for us. And when he commands you to do something, you do it. And he commanded me to host these events that I'm doing now, these survivor panels, and also the leadership and business conferences. And I'm doing it. And I love what I do. I love helping others.
And you're really changing the world, Regeline. It's really, really impactful because these topics are really to support and inspire and help people. I love that you're a person of service, not to mention Les Brown. He is such an idol of mine, so incredible and known worldwide. So congratulations on having him part of your book projects as well. I'm very, very jealous, Regeline. Now, my next question is, what sets your business apart and what unique need are you filling for your clients?
Yes, for my clients, I love to meet with my clients and see where they are and how I can assist them. So I truly believe that everyone is unique. And now this is me putting on my sociology hat here, but I tend to see that a lot of folks put individuals in a box or a label, or they stigmatize folks and they say, oh, well, you're all the same. That's not the case. Everyone is truly unique. So every client that I meet, I meet with them and I see what do they need? Where are they stuck? And how can I help them get unstuck? And so that's what we go over during my first initial meetings with my clients. And I see it over and over again, the transformation in my clients' lives. And I love it.
That's a great way to do business, Regeline, because you're seeing each person individually unique and then tailoring it rather than it just being one box fits all. You're really getting the best out of each person and supporting them in the way that they need supporting. More businesses should take this approach. Why is your service especially important in today's modern world?
It's important because, especially with our events that we're doing, to talk about topics that, a lot of people tell me I host events on topics that people are afraid to discuss in our community. But here's the thing, I'm not afraid. And especially when you almost lose your life, you start seeing from a different lens. And as I mentioned earlier, when God commands you to do something, you do it. And if it is bringing these topics to the forefront and not just raising awareness, but educating others about it, then so be it. I'm all for it. I'm all for it because we, as Mahatma Gandhi states, we need to be the change that we wish to see in the world. And so that's what I'm doing because, again, we need to have discussions about these topics. Yes. We need to. We're now, as you mentioned, in the modern world. So it starts with us as leaders in our community to really bring these topics to the forefront and educate others about it.
I hear you. I agree totally. I come from a past of bullying, severe drug addiction. I did actually die as well, Regeline. And I just resonate with what you're saying. And it takes courage to share powerful stories and wear your heart on the sleeve. But when you know you're coming from a place of service and it's helping others, more people need to share their stories and be heard to help others and support them on their journeys. Can you share a few more detail on the kind of services and products you offer?
Yes. So the products I offer, again, we offer the programs, the motivational programs and courses that are taught by me. And then also we just launched our LSCOA speaker series. So anyone who's have spoken on my stage for about 5 to 10 minutes now on those topics that I mentioned, such as domestic violence, sexual assault, human trafficking, breast cancer, mental health topics, or we're moving now further to recovering alcoholics, bullying, which I'm so grateful to have you be a part of next year in 2022.
I'm excited.
Likewise, such an important topic. And yes, so we launched the LSCOA speaker series. So anyone who's spoken on the stage is now an LSCOA speaker. And so just going to continue to host events and bring on those speakers as well to really not just, again, raise awareness, but educate others more in depth about these topics and touch base on various factors that are tied to it or intertwined with those topics so that we can really educate others well on the topic.
Even just speaking to you, Gigi, the question I asked you earlier of why you get out of bed every single day, and you said purpose, you can just hear your purpose and your passion for what you do about serving others, to educate them to move forwards into a positive light. Now, I know you have all sorts of client success stories. I want you to just pick one that stands out to you.
I do. One that sticks out vividly is a woman. She came through the door and she had a vision, and, it was in her heart. She's always wanted to write a book, and I'll never forget. She didn't know if it was possible, but now today she's now launching her best-selling book, and it's such a beautiful, it's so beautiful to see the transformation. And literally, you asked me how many weeks did it take for her to launch her book. And I believe it took within a 5-month span for us to get everything processed. And it's just so beautiful to not just see the design of the cover, but to have read the entire book into its entirety. And it's just such a blessing when you see somebody's life transform, and that there's so much value in that book that they're now putting out in the world, that it's now going to help someone else.
Yes.
It's so beautiful.
I love that. I just love a success story. And actually, you mentioned your books a little bit. Just tell us a little bit about each of your books and where our listeners can get a hold of them.
Great question. So going to the first book I wrote, Walk With Me, it's a spiritual walk. It's not a physical walk. And essentially, my background, I have a various background. So I have a background in political science, pre-law, and sociology. And I also have my 215 license. I have my financial license in the state of Florida. And then I'm also finishing up my law degree. So I am highly skilled in a lot of different areas. And so when you talk about Walk With Me covers various topics, various chapters, and it also covers various business topics such as networking. I cover financial literacy. I cover sociology. I cover politics in regards to everybody coming together as a society, because the time has come now where we need to put all of these things aside. We need to be able to have open discussions and be able to respect other people's opinions without attacking each other or bashing each other or hate. Hate is unfortunately in our society, but you know what? Love conquers all. But it starts with us as leaders in our community to really bring that to the forefront. So Walk With Me. What do they say? Don't judge a book by its cover, right? Because when you look at the chapters, it's not what people think. It's not a physical walk. It's a spiritual walk. And so what I did was I literally put all of my skills and my knowledge, and I'm giving back to my community now. I'm giving back to, hopefully, to the reader. After they read it, they never have to go through a trial and tribulation and think, oh, I can't overcome this. Yes, you can. It doesn't matter what you face. It doesn't matter what you had faced. You can come out the other side. There is hope. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. And that's what Walk With Me is about. And then God first, again, it's all about helping others understand the importance of having him first in our lives, because we would not have all the issues that we have in society if people were to keep him in his proper place, which is first. Because too often people are shunned for their religious views in our education system. They don't even allow folks to talk about their religion. Why? If God is the creator of all things, why aren't we speaking about it enough? So this is what I brought to the forefront. God first, because I did my research. I did my studies. I read the books from Billy Graham, Brad Bright, Billy Bright, all of these people. They were trying to tell us the same thing. God first, God first, God first. They would say things like God is the issue. In fact, there was a book written about it. I referenced it in my book, God First. And what they were trying to tell us is that they weren't saying God is the issue. What they meant by that is God not being first in folks' lives is the issue.
I hear you.
Yes, it's so important to know that.
And where can our listeners get a hold of these incredible books?
Yes, they can get a hold of the books on any social platform that offers the books, such as Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, Target. It's available in various places that offer the books.
How do clients typically hear about you, Gigi? And are there certain life moments that usually lead to them seeking you out?
Yes. So a lot of times the good old fashioned way, a lot of times folks will refer people to me. A lot of people reach out to me. Either they heard me on a podcast, they have watched my events, or they found me, or again, mostly it's referral based. It's the good old fashioned way. So a lot of people send referrals my way, and I'm just grateful. And I love to serve others.
I always say, Regeline, a referral is a sign of a job done well. Is there anything we did not cover that you would like to share?
No, I think we covered everything. I would just say for folks to remember to maintain a resilient mindset no matter what, and keep going, no matter what occurs in your life, no matter what trial or tribulation or challenge. Get back up. Don't stay down, because if you stay down, that's when you live in fear. That's when you have anxiety. That's when you have depression. You need to literally bounce back, and you need to do so quickly. As Mel Robbins says, you have a 5-second window, and it's true. You really do, to really shift your mindset from a negative mindset to a positive mindset. And once you do that, you need to maintain that positive mindset, which in turn means that you are now maintaining a resilient mindset. So maintain a resilient mindset, stay focused on your goals, and don't give up. Keep moving forward no matter what.
What a great way to close the show. We have been joined with Gigi Sabbat. Now, I have really, really enjoyed having a conversation with you, Regeline. I would like you to just share how our audience can get a hold of you, can connect with you.
Yes, they can get a hold of me on my website. That's www.lifeservicecenterofamerica.llc.com. And then also they can check me out on my podcast. That's the Walk With Me podcast. And as you mentioned, they can grab my books on all book platforms that offer the book online, such as Amazon and Barnes and Noble. So, and also you can get a free sample of my book on my website, lifeservicecenterofamerica.llc.com.
And also, I will make sure we have your website link in the article part of the radio episode so our listeners can find you easily and connect with you. Regeline, thank you so much for coming on to the Brilliance Business Show. I've really enjoyed having a conversation with you.
Likewise. Thanks for having me.
You have been listening to the Brilliance Business Show. Conversations with leading experts in business.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.